everybody, it's MxRheyRhey and welcome back to another Watercolor Wednesday. What I'm going to be doing today is I thought it would be a good day to practice some skills in watercolor that I am lacking. And today, if the title hasn't given it away, I am going to be practicing drawing a portrait picture. Just like of a random face, really. People are not always a good subject for me to paint because they literally scare me, like, over half the time. That's, I guess, why I stick mostly to animals and nature whenever it comes to painting or drawing or anything. But it is still a skill that I would like to have and keep, or, you know, if not keep, at least know how to do in case I need it later. So what I'm going to be showing you is sort of my process for how I at least draw like just like a bust. I think that's what it's called when it's just like the head to neck, maybe, well, this one's not going to have shoulders, but like the head and neck portion of a person. That's called a bust, right? I believe so. I haven't really been to a lot of museums that have them, so I wouldn't know the terminology for what a bust is. I know they exist in life. I just never looked up the definition of one. So, what I do here is I'm literally just getting like the basic shape of a head down. I use a 3H and 3B pencil because I like, well, for one, I like the contrast of them, and also it's easier for the 3B to like get details for you guys to see at least, and then the 3H is for like more detail work that I'm thinking about doing for the picture as a whole, but then that way like it's easier to erase off in case I don't like the placement. It's not that easy to erase H pencils, but I have such a light hand with everything I do, it's not visible anyway if I paint over it, so that's why I like using the H pencils, and then the 3B pencils for like rough, big shapes. Geez, even I am having a hard time like looking at this sketch. It's very, very hard to see, and I have to stop to get my cat. Jeez, give me a second. Okay, sorry about that. My cat likes to go in and out of the house as she pleases, and I let her because she is, well, I got her as a stray. I didn't really like take her in, she just accepted to stay here. And it's been cold, so I let her inside my studio to, you know, stay safe and keep warm. Anyway, so I'm getting on to the detail portion, sort of, like the general detail portion. I think I wanted to see if I can get more details in with paint rather than with just the sketching. I think I'm just like experimenting with my style a bit when it came to painting people and their skin tones. I was actually really impressed with myself. You'll see it later that I don't fret over how to paint skin tones as much anymore since like I was studying about it like a few months ago. I believe it was a few months ago. I can't remember the order of which I put all of these videos out into the world, but yeah, so besides like the glaring sun or the sunlight coming through my window making it hard to see anytime my own skin tone is just in the video, yeah, I get like I think the most detail I put in with pencil is, like I said, the general shapes of things. I know in a little bit I'm really going to, well, I'm doing it now. This is the beginning of all of it, where I start to fret over the facial feature placements. You know how you can never get the same eyes exactly, both eyes exactly the same, or like the nose looks weird, or like, what is a mouth? I can look at it in front of me in a mirror or a camera, and I'm like, I have no idea what a mouth is, apparently. And it's like, is it upside down? Why is it upside down? I don't think I drew anything upside down. But, you know, these are the thoughts that run through your head. when you're figuring out how to draw people and faces and features. And I'm just like, what would an upside down nose look like now that I think about it? It would look weird. It would look like a collage, but like I'm thinking of a very specific one. Oh god, it's like a Nickelodeon show. It's like completely gone off the air now. And it was about this like British girl. I used to watch it on Sundays before I went to like children's church. God, what was her name? It was like Charlie or something. And it was like these people, and they were all made out of paper. It was like paper animation. And that's what it would look like if I just put a nose upside down on a face. That's what it would look like. It would look like paper mache collage animation. And I wish I could remember the name of that show, but I can't just put like paper mache Nickelodeon show on the internet and expect to know that it's, not mache, not paper mache. That's paper collage. How do you spell collage? Animation. None of those are words. Oh my god, it did! Her name was Angela Anaconda. I can't believe that worked. It wasn't terrifying to me at the time. It was just like a mood for me at the time. And I just don't understand. Wow, it ran from 1999 to 2002. I can see why. It had like oh god, I'm gonna date myself, but it was like if Mad TV was like made for kids. This is probably the same Mad TV that I am thinking of. It was like if it was made for kids and meant to like, I don't know, exist in its own universe and have like a message or something. I don't remember. I just remember that there was a kid with blue hair and then a really snotty girl, and like everyone was British or something. Am I thinking of Peppa Pig? That's a well off tangent. Anyway, now that I'm at the painting portion of this face, it kind of looks like I gave my person a unibrow, but I won't actually. What I'm gonna do now is the first layer of the face. I'm going to put down just where I want sort of like the hues of the face to go. Like there's always like a blushing red tint sort of like in the cheeks to nose area. There's going to be some shadowy parts that are going to be like slightly bluish green tint, so like a teal. And like there are going to be some mid-tone yellow places like around the T-section, like so like on your forehead, the sides of your face a little bit. This rainbow skin idea as like a base layer for the face, I actually got from another YouTuber who also has a Skillshare class, Arlisha Yetzer? I believe I'm pretty sure I'm saying her name wrong. But she's the YouTuber Arlie Bean on here, and I love her paintings so much. Like her channel, her videos. I wish I could be sort of like that artistic, but what I love about her videos is just like they're so calming, and like her paintings have like these really cool tonal mixtures with like desaturation and like playing with contrasting colors, and it's like super abstract and surreal, and they're just like really super cool. So if I take anything away from like what I learned from her paintings is just like maybe not like a one-to-one goal, but like the feeling of surrealness. And I thought I would get in some practice with the rainbow tint skin that she is like, it's like her calling. Not that I'm gonna like adapt it into my own style all the time, but the first time I tried to practice this with darker toned skin, it really didn't work out well, and I thought I'd just give it a second try this time around to see if like maybe it was just a fluke, or if it really doesn't really work all that well with darker skin. But this time it really didn't turn out horrible. like it, no, it turned out well. Like by the end result, I like what I made. But I'm definitely working with like patience in layers and everything like that, because by the end of it, it's like I can tell where I'm putting like my shadows, my warm tones, my mid-tone, but it doesn't seem incohesive like it did the first time. Like I think I accidentally just gave my face the first time I tried this technique just like clown makeup, and it seemed like kind of offensive to me in when I made it, and I was like, oh, not the effect I wanted. So this was my second attempt, and it's better. It's definitely more human and less clown-like. I don't like clowns to begin with, so what I did with this second layer on top of the rainbow tint is I was just sort of my thought process was, okay, so now that I have where the tone is going to be, let me get dealing with the saturation and like put in more in more definition where I want the shadows to actually go. And like I don't remember my full process because some of it is more just like I'm painting with my intuition. And there is one thing, and if I definitely wanted to change, it would be the placement of where the neck and the back of the head meets. Right where I was just painting, it was not the best choice. So I can definitely learn something from all of this. There's that. I'm always happy to learn something. So yeah, this was I would say a mixed success, but that doesn't necessarily mean a failure. It's something I actually immediately learned from in here, and something actually the texture on the hair that I'm making is like really nice. I like it. I like the end result as well, but the texturing that I'm doing now, it was sort of just like I need this hair to be darker. It was going to be a shaved head, but then like I accidentally made the color too dark, and so I was just like, okay, whatever, it's just short hair. It's like a short, very short hair, and I like the texture that it gives. I think what I have definitely learned like overall from this is working in layers absolutely gives me the results that closer to what I want that's in my head, which is absolutely like almost a staple in watercolor, but I was like refusing to learn that because I was like, no, I want everything done like today. If I don't get it done today, it's a failure and I have to abandon the whole project. And that's very dangerous, and I need to unlearn that like super quick, because if I'm ever going to make like a goal that I want to do is I at least want to do one really, really big watercolor painting. Like not like bigger than a 9x12, which is the biggest I do now. And even that right now for me is like, oh, I have to put in like a lot of things to cover up this space, and like I can use negative space, but it has to be smart, you know? I just can't have like a dot in the middle of this whole other blank canvas. That's not, to me, that's not something I want to convey, you know? Like it's a statement, but it's not one that I wanted to make. It's me stumbling over my words. But doing all of this in layers was a good step in the direction, and it makes me think, oh, what if I made this like giant, like, what's the next step up to like 9 to 12? Not 11x14. I guess that would be the next step up if I'm gonna like give myself like baby steps or anything to like go up to. But I have some paper that is 22x30, and I am a very, very bad judge of measurement by eye. I don't know how, because like my dad was literally a floor installer. Like he would install floors by like the square foot, and he was really good at it. He was the best in California, and I don't know what an inch looks like just by sight. And I would go with him on jobs like all the time. I'm a horrible daughter of a floor installer. But no, like it's roughly an inch is like roughly my first knuckle, like the top knuckle on my index finger. And that's a guesstimate. Like I don't know. I can't. Everyone's knuckles are different. That's a horrible way to measure things. Anyway, I am rambling. But I am also getting to the end of the video, which I am kind of happy about. Yes, this is the skin tone that I made. It's a little darker than I wanted. Pushing the colors in certain places didn't exactly go as planned. But I'm happy with the results right now. And then in the next stage, as I'm just starting now, is inking. I was thinking about doing it before I did all the watercolor painting. But I was like, no, I just want to see how I can do it without any other extra steps, because sometimes you won't always have like, you know, micron pens, or like sometimes you'll just have a pencil, and if you want to put in like fine line details and all you have is like watercolor and a pencil, you need to learn how to do that properly. But then I was like looking at it, I'm like, oh, I mean, what if I did this? And, you know, I started with white because obviously you can add, that's the only way to like really add white if you don't have gouache to a painting. And then I was just like, okay, well, I mean, I used the gel pen. I might as well just take my micron pens out. But I won't use all of the colors. I can't use all of the colors. So I just used my black, and I think the color was espresso. It's like an espresso brown, and then the light brown is actually like sienna. Where is the names for these colors on here? I think it was literally only on the package, because I don't see it anywhere on this pen. Let's see, nope, just pigment, 0.45 millimeter. Nope. I just know that it's a darker brown. Well, okay, yeah. I just know that there's a light brown, a dark brown, and a black. So thank you so much for staying till the end and listening to me ramble about everything. I hope you enjoyed my ramblings and the painting that I made. I learned a lot, and I hope that you did too. So I'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day.